Welcome to this week's DC-inspired makeup tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at my interpretation of Catwoman's makeup and then Poison Ivy's makeup. I had to do Poison Ivy and I had to do her a little more over the top because I cosplay Ivy, so that's why that one is so costumey. But for Catwoman, I decided to kind of, play up a little bit, a more sultry look, kind of go away from the classic Catwoman look, because when you think of Catwoman, you're going to think more of a black smoky eye, lots of eyeliner, red lips, kind of that Michelle Pfeiffer look, and I feel like I've done a lot of that sort of thing in this series, so I decided to kind of go a little more sultry and have like a wine-colored theme overall. I think Selena would approve, I think so. So what you're watching me do right now is I'm decided to leave in me doing my eyebrows this time, so what I used was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in my eyebrows, and then I kind of buffed it out, and then I went over top of that with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and then I laid down some tape on beside my eyes so that I could get the wings nice and sharp, and then I've used some concealer as an eyeshadow base, and what I'm doing right now is using some face powder just to kind of set all of that. For my eyeshadow today, I'm actually going to be using the e.l.f. blush palette in dark. Now, I know you're like, Abby, blush, what? But I just felt like these had the right kind of dark shade. So I used those two darkest shades at the bottom and kind of started with the lighter one, and then used the darker one and just kind of built those up in my crease. And now I'm going in with my black gel eyeliner all over my lid, which you see me do a bunch now, but I'm winging it out a little bit on the edges here so that rather than having to use liner, I get like a winged shadow look, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Now I'm using like a really densely packed, thick brush and that darker purple shade from the purpley reddish shade from the e.l.f. palette again, and just using that to really buff out the edges of the eyeliner that I just laid down, and then I'm going to take that same shade and pack it all over the black so that I get this really cool reddy purpley black color all over my lid. And then once you're happy with that, you can peel that tape off and reveal your beautiful smoky eye. Now I'm using some black eyeliner and tightlining my upper lash line and then going on my bottom lash line as well. Now I'm going to apply my foundation, so I'm using the Sephora collection one this time, and I just thought I would speed through application here because for some reason it took me forever to get my face covered with foundation this day. Don't ask me why, but this foundation has a lot of coverage, a lot more coverage than I thought it did, which works because, Catwoman has like flawless skin, and that's kind of what I needed here, so, yeah. And then take your beauty sponge and just kind of blend everything out so that, your skin looks nice is the goal there. Then I'm going to take some concealer and just kind of put it under my eyes to cancel out those dark circles, blend out that concealer, and then put on way too much powder by accident. I wasn't planning on baking it today, but it happened like a little bit. It was an accident. And then take that same powder and just set the rest of your face makeup so that it's not going anywhere, unless of course you're using creams, and then you can do that first, set later. But I was not. As you can see here, I'm going in with a powder bronzer just on my cheekbones and up on the top of my forehead. That's it. That's the only place I really like to take my bronzer. And then this time I decided to go in with a contour shade as well. And the contour shade is where I went a little ham. Cheekbones, jawline, forehead, and then of course gotta contour the schnoz, especially for Catwoman. She's gotta have like a little, think of Halle Berry, and she's got like a perfect nose, and I like my nose, but it might not be what some other people might call perfect. And I'm going to go in with that same red shade that I put all over my eyelid, and I'm going to take that on my lower lash line just to kind of make my whole eye look cohesive, but I only take it about, halfway across my eye. I don't ever really take shadow farther in than that. And then curl my lashes, apply a ton of mascara, and then I'm going to go in with my Velour lashes, because out of all the lashes I own, these ones were the ones that had the cat eye shape the most. Now I'm just going to go in with a little bit of blush and then a lot of highlighter. It was supposed to be a little bit of highlighter, but and then it ended up being a lot of highlighter. And I'm taking that on my cheekbones and in the tear duct of my eye. And then for my lips, I started out with the Milani Bordeaux lip liner, and then I was going to put a lip color over top of it. But I actually really liked how this color looked on its own. I really think it was the right tone to tie in with the eyeliner, or the eye makeup, rather. So then I just kind of went over it with a clear gloss, and that was it. That is the completed Catwoman-inspired look. Now let's jump over to Poison Ivy. Now for Poison Ivy, I'm going to need my hair pulled back because I didn't care how my hair looked, because we were going to be putting on a wig after. Because I cosplay her, I have the wig. So if you don't have a Poison Ivy wig, I feel like the red hair is kind of important for Ivy, but I mean, you do you. Now, it's very hard to find something bright red to fill in your eyebrows with, so I actually just used a lip liner that was a Milani lip liner in true red, and then just to make it look a little more natural, I went over it with the NYX Dipbrow Mascara. Now what I'm doing, if you saw the video where I did Killer Frost makeup tutorial, that's essentially what I'm doing here, is I'm just mixing a little bit of cream green face paint in with my regular foundation, and then I was feeling like it looked a little too green, so I mixed a little more foundation in after, and then I just got this kind of like soft pink look on my skin, and then I ran over it all with my beauty blender again, which is, yes, very, very stained now, and that was kind of how I got this green tint to my skin. Now we're going to move into my eye makeup. Now, I actually usually do my eye makeup the way I did it in Penguin's video, just with green shades, but I thought I would make it different for you here. So I started out with a green base on my eyelids using that Wet n Wild pencil I've used a couple of times now, and then I went over that base with a sort of grayish green shade, just kind of put that all over, and then also brought that up into the crease. And then I went in with like this bright, super intense neon shade, and I kind of focused that on the outer corner of my eye, and then I realized that because I didn't tape it off, I was going to end up with eyeshadow everywhere, so I decided to draw the eyeliner out at that point so that I knew where to put the darker shade, so I could kind of fill in the triangle there, if you saw what I was doing, and then take a clean buffer brush and blend the dark green shade, the bright green shade, and the sort of gray green shade together, and that's how you end up with sort of a gradient from dark to light on your eyeballs. And then of course I finished my eyeliner, and that's most of your eye makeup done for you right there. Then I took that same sort of gray-green eyeshadow that I used all over my lid, and that's what I used to contour. So first, I'm going to be contouring my cheekbones, doing my best to blend that out, and then we're going to go under the jawline. But you can really tell the color difference between my face and my chest here. Obviously, if you're wearing some kind of outfit that your chest is showing, you're going to want to blend your face products down onto your chest, but because I was just doing this makeup for the video, I didn't, because it would have taken me forever to wash off after, but you know what I mean. Now I'm contouring my forehead, and I'm taking my forehead contour down a little bit farther than usual because I knew I was going to be putting on the wig, and the wig does cover a fair amount of my forehead, so just keep that in mind when you're doing stuff like this. And then last but not least, I contoured my nose, then curled my lashes. Now I'm putting on even more mascara. And for some reason, I decided to put a pause on the eye makeup right there to apply some inner corner highlight, and then some tops of my cheekbone highlight. No blush for this look. And then, if you remember in my Killer Frost video, I took a sponge and kind of tore up the end and then dipped it into that Halloween cream makeup palette that I have, just to kind of add some texture into the contours of my face. So that's what I'm doing right now. I dipped it into the green in this palette, and I'm just kind of adding some speckly textures into the contours of my face to to make it look a little bit more like it's infected. You know, the green stuff is in my blood. It doesn't show up on camera as well as it does in real life, but I promise you, it was a good call. Now I'm applying some lashes. I had just bought these lashes this day. These are the Sephora Collection Audacious lashes, and I think that was kind of a bad idea on my part because I didn't cut them enough, and so they didn't really stick to my eyelid as well as possible. So you'll notice in some of the close-ups my lashes aren't stuck to my eyelids very well, but I mean, you live and you learn. Now I'm just applying the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Witches all over my lips, and then I'm going over it a little bit in the middle with the Kat Von D lipstick in Plan 9, the green one, just in the middle to kind of create like a black to green ombre lip, and then I put on the wig, and that, my friend, is the completed Poison Ivy makeup look and the completed Catwoman makeup look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you have any ideas or requests for future videos, whether they be makeup related or not, please feel free to let me know because I would love to make that for you. Love to make that for you. And again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this button and you subscribe if you have not already. And then I will see you next time. Bye!